Good evening and welcome to Terrace Talk. I'm your host, King Bush. I've got Bez with me, and we are back for another episode of the league. Well, not the league, the championship predictions for the next game week. As you can see, Bez is 1 point ahead of the almighty King Bush. So Bez is actually leading the way, but this is very tight. Both of us have a decent knowledge of this level. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top. How you doing, Bez? Confident, happy that you're top?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you're right. It's only 1 point, but I think I was quite far behind after the first week. So obviously, I've had a good week, and you must not have had as good a week this week. So one good week each and one bad week each so far. And I think this is
Yeah,
the hardest league actually to predict, personally. And I think that's why if you look at the totals of our points across all three divisions, this is the lowest. I think
yeah.
on the other two, we've got like 70 points each. So, yeah, this is the hardest one, and it could go either way. The fact there's 1 point in it makes it quite exciting. So, yeah, fantastic.
Super. So let's crack on with the first game then, Bez.
Let's go. It is Friday night. Wrexham at home to Birmingham
This is a
City.
tasty one, this.
It's a big game, this one, really. Wrexham have obviously drawn two games, both 1-1. There was literally a minute away from beating Cardiff, and Cardiff scored that late equaliser. And Birmingham are exactly the same. They've drawn two games, 2-2 and 0-0. So they're right next to each other in the league. And there are a lot of, well, I'll say a lot. There's like four sides who are on 2 points, which is the highest out of any of the three EFL leagues. I'm actually going to go for another draw. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. I think it'll be an exciting game, but I just both teams will cancel each other out again for me. So yeah, 2-2.
Well, I'm going to go for a draw. I think both teams will be up there this season. But I'm going to go 1-1. A 1-1 draw. I think it'll be a very difficult game to predict the winner of. So I'm going to go 1-1.
Okay. Next, we have Derby County versus Swansea. Derby have started campaign with a point out of two games, lost away at Charlton, drew at home to Cardiff. Swansea have had a decent start there on 4 points, 0-0 at home to Sheffield United, and a 2-1 win away at Stoke. So it's a decent start. Even though Swansea had a better start than Derby, I think this will be Derby's first win of the season. So I'm going to go Derby County 1, Derby County 2, Swansea City 1. And it'll be Derby County's first win of this season.
Yeah, I think this will be a difficult one again for Derby. They've not started as I've expected this season. I thought they'd struggle last season. I thought they'd have a better season this, but yeah, I'm going to go 1-1. I don't think they'll have enough to beat Swansea for me. I'm going to go 1-1 on that one.
Okay. Next, Middlesbrough versus West Brom. Obviously, West Brom have had a cracking start, to be fair to them. 2-1 at Norwich, difficult game and a win. 3-1 at home to Burnley, which is another good side. So great start for West Brom. In fact, they've had the best start in the entire Football League, in my opinion, because of the two teams that they've played. Both teams have played and expected to be in the top six. Middlesbrough, 3 points, 1 win and 1 defeat. This is a challenging game, though, for West Brom. And this is where I do think West Brom come unstuck. I think it'll be a low-scoring game. I think Middlesbrough will edge it, though, 1-0 and inflict West Brom's first defeat of the season. 1-0 Middlesbrough.
Yeah, I disagree. I mean, I've been impressed with West Brom. I predicted that they'd be up there challenging this season. Nothing's changed in my mind. I think they're going to go to Middlesbrough and win. I'm going to say West Brom 2, Middlesbrough 1. So Middlesbrough 1, West Brom 2. I can't see Middlesbrough beating West Brom. I think they're on a roll, and I think they're going to build up a healthy lead at the top of the table for me.
Interesting. Okay. Next, Wolves versus Stoke City. Wolves had a decent start, 4 points from 2 games, a draw at home to Blackburn, a win away at Preston. Stoke have actually had a poor start. They've lost both games, one to Southampton and one to Swansea. Unfortunately for Stoke, although I like Mark Robbins, I think it's going to be another defeat. Because I think obviously Wolves are one of the better sides in the division and they've had a decent start to kind of show for it. So I'm going to go Wolves 2, Stoke 0. Sorry, Stoke fans, but you're in a bit of trouble at the minute.
Yeah, Wolves for me. I'm going to go Wolves 3, Stoke City 0. I think it'll be a comfortable afternoon for Wolves. They'll be up there challenging. And Stoke, yeah, it's going to be a sort of difficult start to the season for them.
Yeah. Next, we have Blackburn versus QPR. Both sides have actually started well, both on 4 points and both sit 5th and 6th, respectively, in the league. So in the playoffs, QPR drawn 0-0 and won 3-1 at Portsmouth. Blackburn beat Middlesbrough, a good result, 2-1, and drew away at Wolves. That's a great result, actually, for Blackburn. I think they've both got Blackburn going down as well, and they've started really well, to be fair to them. Two sides I actually thought would struggle, and they're both doing well at the minute. I mean, the good starts don't necessarily mean they're going to stay there. I'm going to go for a draw. They're both next to each other in the league. I just think they're going to cancel each other out. Blackburn Rovers 1, Queen's Rangers 1.
Yeah, I'm just going to go Blackburn 2, QPR 1, just purely for home advantage. I think Blackburn will edge this one. QPR, not great travellers. So, yeah, 2-1.
Okay. Next, 2 promoted sides, Bolton and Lincoln. Lincoln have obviously lost both games, which is no surprise there. And I have to say, they lost to Middlesbrough, which were expected, so there's no harm there. They lost at home to Forza 3-1, and that was a game where I felt they could have picked up some points because Forza will still finish in the bottom 6, 7, maybe. So, yeah, very disappointing there from Lincoln. And obviously, Lee was talking about them not really getting more than like 2 wins all season. I think this is a game that Bolton win. They've started well, 4 points, the home win against Preston and a decent 0-0 draw against QPR. I think Bolton win this as well. I just think since last season, they've strengthened better than Lincoln. And I think this game will kind of show it. So I'm going to go Bolton 2, Lincoln 1. And Lincoln are going to be 3 games in, about a point, and closer to Lee's prediction of no more than 2 wins.
Yeah, another defeat for me. I'm going to go Bolton 2, Lincoln 0. I mean, if the level of signings is Wheatley that they signed that couldn't get a kick at Bradford, I think Lincoln are in a world of trouble. 2-0. And justifying my tip for relegation on a very low points tally. I don't think they were taught that these owners would really back them. We've just not seen that. They've got to the Championship, took the Championship money, and I think they're going to just drop out of it pretty quickly.
I can't believe it, actually. They're not the top 20 podcast, which is a podcast that I respect quite highly. They've got Lincoln staying up in like 20th, and I kind of listened to their reasoning, and the reason just didn't make sense because they said something like the fact that last year they were like 20 points better off than like Bolton, and because of that they'll be better than Bolton this year, and they had Bolton finishing bottom. So yeah, that does surprise me, to be fair. Right, moving on, we've got Bristol City versus Portsmouth. Portsmouth are in 10th with 1 win and 1 defeat. Obviously, beat Lincoln, as you just mentioned, and they lost their opening game at home to QPR. Bristol City haven't had the best of starts, just 1 point from 2 games. I expect them to be actually better off than that, and they're not. I do think Bristol City win this game, though, as I just mentioned. Forza for me will still be close to the bottom without going down. So I'm going to go Bristol City 2, Portsmouth 1.
Yeah, the same score I had in my head, that one, mate. I'm going to go 2-1 as well. I just think Bristol will have way too much. I think Portsmouth are in for a long, hard season. So, yeah, 2-1 Bristol City. Always decent at home at Bristol as well.
Yeah. Next, Cardiff City versus Sheffield United. Cardiff City have started with 2 draws, 2-2, and then 1-1 against Wrexham, we mentioned earlier. Sheffield United, not only is it 2 draws, it's 2 0-0 draws. So what a horrendous start, if you like. I mean, 2 0-0 draws is almost worse than losing both games. Not scoring, not conceding. I have to say, I don't really know where Sheffield are at the minute. They're a bit in no man's land with the issues behind the scenes as well. They've still got a decent squad on paper, not good enough to challenge top 8, mind you, or top 7, whatever it is. They have got a decent squad. They're going to Cardiff, who obviously Wrexham nearly beat Cardiff away. I'm going to go for another draw, but I'm not going to go 0-0. I'm going to go 1-1. So I'm going to go Cardiff City 1, Sheffield United 1.
Yeah, I can't believe that you've just come with that score, because that's 2 in a row that I've already got my scores in my head, so I can't change them just because you've put that, which quite frustrates me. For the same reason, I think Cardiff have drawn both games. Sheffield United have drawn both games. Both haven't really been scoring many goals. Sheffield United, I think, looks like they could be getting a 12-point deduction. I did predict at the season that Chris Wilder would not see out the season. And again, I can see that happening pretty soonish if these results continue, because this, despite if they're going to get the points deduction, the squad that Sheffield United have got really should be doing far better than they are at the minute. So yeah, if 1-1 draw, and I think Sheffield United could be looking at parting with Chris Wilder. If they have another season of nowhere near, it's not going to be tolerated. But a world of nonsense going on in the background, and there could be 12 points deduction, and that could really put Sheffield United in danger. And like I said, they've got a bit of traction on TikTok. I think there's going to be a power shift in Sheffield. I see Sheffield Wednesday in the next couple of seasons overtaking Sheffield United in the leagues, and obviously the attendances as well. Already, I mean, Sheffield Wednesday the other night, 30,000 for a game in League One. Sheffield United's attendances seem to be dropping like a stone, really. And I think this is going to continue. I think they're going to have a difficult season, mate. I really do.
Okay, moving on. Next is Charlton Athletic versus Preston North End. Charlton had a fantastic start, 2 wins from 2, including an unbelievable result away at West Ham, 2-1. That was a bit of a shock. And fair play Charlton. I think, again, we've both got Charlton near the bottom. I think Liam might have got them going down, I can't remember. But yeah, fantastic start from Charlton. Preston have lost both games. And is this the year that Preston do finally go back down to League One? Because they've been threatening it for a while. And, I think I said when we did the league predictions that I wanted to put Preston near the bottom again. Every time I do, they always kind of do better than I expect. And ended up putting them like mid-table. But it does seem like this could be the season that they do struggle. I'm going to go for a draw, though. I still don't think Charlton are that good, even though they beat West Ham. And Preston, as I said, it's a sort of game where they've lost 2. They might get a draw out of this. So I'm going to go 0-0. I like having at least 1 0-0 in, because they just tend to be odd 0-0 every now and then. So Charlton 0, Preston 0.
Yeah, I'm going to go Charlton 1, Preston 0. I think Charlton will have too much for them. They've got a great start. And I think this year, we've predicted that Preston will drop this year. I think the party's over. They've gradually got worse and worse. And yeah, I can't see anything other than Preston really struggling this season.
Okay. Next, Norwich City versus Burnley. Obviously, everyone knows that I've got a bit of a soft spot for Norwich, but they've had a terrible start, 2 defeats, and they would be bottom if it weren't for Southampton having those points deducted. Burnley have not had a great start either, drawing at home to West Ham, which I guess is not a bad point, and losing away at West Brom, but West Brom started really well. So they probably had harder fixtures than Norwich, Millwall away, and West Brom at home. This is the most difficult game for me to predict, actually, in this one. And because of that, I'm going to go draw. I'm going to go Norwich 2, Burnley 2.
Yeah, this is a really difficult one for me, but Norwich traditionally, for some reason, seem to start off really poorly. They did last season, I believe. They were struggling, and then they just had a burst of form, shot up the table, but I can't see them beating Burnley. I'm going to go 2-0 to Burnley. I do fancy Burnley for promotion, so yeah, I'm going to go 2-0 Burnley.
Okay. Next, Southampton v Millwall. So obviously Southampton have got that -4 points. They have won 1 game against Stoke. They lost the other game to Watford, so they're on -1 point currently. Millwall are top of the league, 6 points, 3-0 and 2-0. So 5 goals scored, 0 conceded. So again, it's another difficult game to predict. And technically, you've got top versus bottom here. Obviously, Southampton wouldn't be bottom if you went for the points deduction. However, I think this is a step too far for Millwall. Though I think they lose this game. And I think Southampton get their 2nd win of the season. I'm going to go Southampton 2, Millwall 1. I also think as well, like, it's very rare that in the Championship you get a team who win every week. And the fact that Millwall have won 2 out of 2, they are more than likely to pick up a poor result in the next couple of weeks, because that's what happens in the Championship. So yeah, Southampton 2, Millwall 1.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you, Bez. I think this will be a high-scoring game, though, purely because Millwall are on form, and Southampton, obviously, with the points deduction, puts them kind of in a false position, because there's no way Southampton would be bottom of the league had they not had them points deduction, and they're still going to stay up comfortably, in my view. The squad's too good. So I'm going to go 3 to Southampton, 2 to Millwall. Very entertaining game, but I think Southampton... Oops, have I put 3-3 there? Oh,
yeah, you have.
Well,
You've locked it as well.
Well, I've put 3-3 then. It'll be 3-3. It's a draw.
If they get a draw now, I'm going to be furious. Absolutely furious.
Yeah. Well, I thought it'd be 3. Yeah, and I'll be furious if fucking Southampton win 3-2.
Bloody hell. Right. All right, then. Last but not least, Watford versus West Ham. Obviously, Watford, they had that good win against Southampton, then they drew away at Wrexham. So a decent start for them in 7th place with 4 points. West Ham, bit of a mixed start. Well, I said mixed, not a very good start. They drew away at Burnley, which was a great point. Lost at home to Charlton, which wasn't a great result at all. For me, though, West Ham win this game comfortably. I'm going Watford 0, West Ham 2. I'm not a big fan of Watford. I think that, again, they'll be near the bottom, even though they've got a decent start. And obviously, we think West Ham will win the league both for us. So, yeah, Watford 0, West Ham 2.
Yeah, I'm going to go Watford 1, West Ham 3. I think, like Bears, I think it'll be comfortable. I don't think really Watford are going to be that great. They've had a decent start, but yeah, they're going to be overcome. Bit of a shock with West Ham losing to Charlton, because I don't see Charlton as challenging anywhere near the top. So that was a shock. But they are acclimatising to the level, I guess. So yeah, you will get the odd giant killing, so to speak. But yeah, I'm going to go 3-1 West Ham.
Okay, and that is it, Lee. So yeah, we're done. That's our Championship predictions done. I mean, I'm happy with my predictions. I've only got the one away win, interesting, which is that West Ham win. A lot of home wins and then a lot of draws in there.
I think you find in the Championship, though, Bez, it is hard to win away.
Yeah.
don't know
Agreed.
what the stats are on that, but I'd be amazed if there was, lots of away wins. They tend to be, teams at home sort of win them, and you get the odd draws, you get the odd wins where the top of the tables go and win away. But generally, sort of, especially the middle of the road games, you usually see a home win or a draw. But yeah, interesting. Please like the video. Please share the video. Let us know in the comments what you think of our picks. Just knocked me can over just as we're speaking. And, yeah, crazy. But please like the video. Please share the video. And please comment. Let us know your thoughts. Do you think we've got it right with the scores? Or do you think we're way off? Obviously, the scores for this level is a bit lower. But like Beth says at the start of the video, this is probably the most even competitive league there is. Anybody can beat sort of anybody at any time, and we've seen that with some of the results already in the opening 2 weeks, and I don't think that will change anytime soon. I mean, I'm going to be fuming if Southampton win 3-2 when I put 3-2 and it's ended up 3-3. But Bez will be fuming if this ends up a draw and I get points out of it, because obviously I put that Southampton would win the game. But it locked it in. Nothing I can do about it now. It's all locked in and loaded. And hopefully I can claw this point back behind Bez. Thank you for watching. Anything from Bez before you go, mate?
No, all good. Happy predictions, and yeah, good luck to both for us as always.
Cheers. Take care, guys.
Cheers.